This is the countdown to the Chinese Grand Prix, and today, being a Monday, it means that there are only 6 days to the race, which is going to be held on Sunday, the 15th of March at Shanghai International Circuit. And the Chinese Grand Prix, or the Formula One race in China, is actually going to be round two of the Formula One season in 2026, coming only 1 week after the seasonal opener that was held in Melbourne, Australia. And one of the most interesting things about the race weekend in China is that this is going to be the first sprint race weekend of the Formula One season in 2026. And as usual, or as we have seen in the past, such a weekend always comes with limited time on track for teams when it comes to the free practice sessions. And when you consider that this season is actually a new season, it is under new regulations where teams are still learning how to actually run their cars, it kind of promises that the Chinese Grand Prix is going to be exciting and probably unpredictable for a number of teams. This is because if you have limited time to learn your car or to actually practice on Friday before you head for the qualifying for the sprint, that becomes a challenge because you may not have enough time to actually understand the car. And it is the same case on a Saturday. You have one practice session before then heading into the qualifying for the actual or the race on Sunday. So teams are not going to have a lot of time to actually even understand the car. And they might probably be coming into China with the data and the information that they gathered during the Australian Grand Prix. And so it is possible that there are teams that might not even complete the race in China. It is possible that probably we are going to see quite a bit of teams struggling with a lot of other things that probably we did not see in Australia. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about Formula One and the business of Formula One. And I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. But it is also possible to argue that having a sprint race this early in the season is also a positive because it gives teams an opportunity to actually test their cars and their programs under such limited free practice sessions because there will be sprint races later in the year. So having to understand how these new cars are operating during a sprint race weekend is on one hand probably not very good for the teams, but at the same time is also, or I look at it as a positive because they have a chance to also now understand how their packages operate in such a weekend. The Formula One race in China is taking place on the backdrop of an ongoing crisis in the Middle East. And this is a crisis that has made tensions rise, and there are fears that other races that are actually supposed to be held in the region will be cancelled. And in particular, I'm talking about the Bahrain Grand Prix as well as the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And it is important that a decision be made probably by the time the Chinese Grand Prix is over because teams will need to make a decision on where some of the things that they are using will actually be taken. And this is because this would affect the logistics of Formula One. Teams and Formula One as a whole need to move things. And if the races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia will not be taking place, then the teams will need to make a decision on the destination of some of the things that they will be using during the Chinese Grand Prix. And this particular tension also has brought into the mix something that probably a lot of people ignore in Formula One, and that is higher crude oil prices. And when you think of Formula One as a business, or if you're an entrepreneur or a business person within the Formula One value chain, then you understand that higher oil prices means an escalating of other costs related to the business. And so this is not necessarily an easy period for the Formula One community, for the Formula One business, because there are going to be rising cost of quite a number of things that are involved when it comes to hosting Formula One races, probably for the next couple of races. Another important point to note as we head into the Chinese Grand Prix is that as at now, we actually do have championship leader, who is George Russell when it comes to the Drivers' Championship. And at the same time, Mercedes are the ones who are leading when it comes to the Constructors' Championship. And so that was as a result of Round 1, which took place in Australia. So it will be very interesting to see how the standing or the table will be looking like after the Round 2, which is taking place in China. This is going to be it on this particular video, and I hope that you have actually enjoyed and found value in this conversation. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.